who brought up those players. And that will also give them the opportunity to consolidate their coaching skills. And at the national team, that's where you need a foreign expert. And if you have a foreign expert at the national team, the youth coaches should be assigned to that national team coach so that they understudy. And then what they understudy, they bring it down to the under 20 and the under 17. So for both the local and the international, we haven't contacted any yet. But we have series of foreign coaches at the football house. And we will put it together and submit it to the ministry and make suggestions to them as we are going forward. Because
how soon? Because already there's not enough time before the first games of the qualifiers for the under 17 and the under 20. How soon are we going to see all these things done?
Well, one thing I know, we will have coaches for all the categories, for sure, whether they are going to be local or foreign. But at the moment, we must make sure we identify momentarily what is needed to assign coaches to the team. That we will do. For the to acquire the service of an international foreign coach, well, that would take a protocol. And that protocol, like I said, it must go through the ministry to the government. But we will prepare for so, and the preparation, and you will be informed, and the public will be informed.
Okay. Let's move away from the youth setup and then move on to the senior team, that's the Scorpions, who we now know that will be playing the preliminary rounds of the qualifiers for the 2015 African Cup of Nations. How did the football house receive that news? Because we are all praying that let us not fall into the preliminary rounds.
One of the reasons the GFF put so much effort in putting up coordinative and oversight committee to help the current structure, the existing structure then, so that we win that game, was to help us possibly to avoid going into preliminary round. It has its consequences, it has its implications. I believe we were just lucky because Liberia were 3.5, Gambia were 3.5. But if you look at the minors, they were 0.5 and we were 1.5. We just missed, unfortunately. But now that we are aware that we'll be competing with other 30 nations out of the 53 nations, we'll put our acts together and hopefully we'll go through, because it's important that the team go through to the group stages this time around. So it is disappointing that we are playing the qualifying round, but notwithstanding, that is to indicate that a lot would have been done in the past. And if you look at our ranking, we fall a little bit below. And these are all responsible. That's one of the reasons. It's not only the FIFA and CAF competition matches. It is important that the national team engage on FIFA open dates to play international matches, and you register them because it helps your ranking, and these are some of the implications and the consequences that you face. But we will face the challenges, actually. We believe we have great crop of players that we think can get us through the preliminary round and to the main grouping stage, and hopefully that will be the case.
Okay. The main question that was on the minds of most of the fans, on the lips of most of the fans, is that whether the Gambia Football Federation would be able to register all these national teams for the various competitions. But from what you just said, it seems as the Football Federation is ready to register all the categories of the national team. Do you have the financial muscle?
Yeah, this is a question that often surfaces with people asking. You need to understand that as a member association, you have a membership commitment. And this membership commitment is to participate internationally. For instance, we've been benefiting from FIFA, that is FAT, Financial Assistance, and the GOLD project. And then if you look at the CAP, you are entitled to $100,000 a year. So if you do not commit to FIFA national teams, you won't be having that remittance. If you do not commit to CAF, you won't be able to access those funds. So there are membership commitments. And in fact, for this association, this federation to come into place, it is important to have a beginner's experience. Registering, if at all the teams were registered, you understand, then we would have known our strength. But where we are at the moment, at the FF, we do not know our strength at the moment. So we must register. Where the funds is going to come up, I mean, national teams are the sole responsibilities of the government. And I believe since the executive have gone into AGM, it was announced at that AGM that this is their program of activities and this is the cost attached to it. And the cost was sent to the government through the ministry. So we will work with them because this is what we think will help to develop the game from grassroots up. And then if there is a need for us to discuss whether there's a fund available, there is no fund available, I think that is yet to be qualified. Well, we think our role is to make sure the different categories of the football that we are developing are registered. So whether the funds is going to be available, I think we have been communicating and engaging with the Ministry of Youth and Sport through the National Sport Council because they are the sole financiers of the national team. But notwithstanding, I believe the government has the capacity to finance it, and they have always shown that gratitude towards football.
All right, quickly, and finally, what next? Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here is, I think we have a full table, a table full. For now, you're going to play April, May, June, July, August, September. So that means there needs to be an adequate planning to go forward. And we are hopeful this time around we will not be late. We will not
That's always been a problem.
That's always been a problem.
Most of the time, that's the excuse given. I hope we will this time learn from those.
Yeah, for us we will, because we are going to make sure we prepare the team early to prepare. Whether the coach is there or not, we will prepare the team. And when the coach comes, then he will continue from where we stop. And that would be technically adequate preparation. So for financially, we are hopeful that, as always, government has been very supportive towards the GFA. And we hope to count on that supportive strength.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Amane, the Technical Director of the Gambia Football Federation, talking to us about the under-17s, the under-20s, and of course the senior national team. We will keep following the developments from the football house regarding the progress of the under-17s, the under-20s, and the senior national team. As we have heard from him, it's going to be a busy 2014 for Gambian football, and let's hope that we get to what we desire. Bye-bye.
With no league football over the weekend, action resumed in week 3 of the Gambia Football Federation's First Division League on Tuesday with vital wins for Brikama United, Hawks and Interior. Hawks secured a 1-0 win over Gambia Ports Authority. Interior maintained the unbeaten run with 1-0 win over Bakau United, whilst at the Box Bar Mini Stadium where Brikama United defeated Armed Forces 1-0. 3 more games were playing earlier this evening with the defending champion Steve Biko taking on Banjul United, Samgar against Walidan, and Real de Banjul were playing Gamtel. You're watching Sports Tonight, and when we return in a moment, Grts in Basse. And finally, our own Grts Football Club were recently in Basse for a friendly test match against Harlem Football Club. The television boys put a brilliant performance to help their opponents to a 1-1 draw. My very own producer, MS Jallo, was part of the team, even though he did not play. He reports that the state broadcasters thrilled the people of Basse with some brilliant skills.
It was a historic and memorable outing for the Gambia Radio and Television Services Football Club. For the first time, the state broadcasters embarking on a sporting adventure to the other part of the country. And for the first time, an institutional football team is visiting Basse for a friendly test match. The night journey was exciting, characterized by singing, dancing, and lots of fun. Despite arriving in Basse at 3 a.m., the team and delegation received a rapturous welcome from their host, who waited all day and night long to welcome their guests. Saturday evening, the scene at the Basse Mini Stadium. Time for the much-anticipated game between Grts and Harlem Football Club of Basse. The game was well publicized, and hundreds of spectators found their way to the match venue, eager to see what the broadcasters can do on the pitch. Some came on foot, others on bicycle and motorbikes. Among them, the governor of Upper River Region, Omar Sise, senior civil servants, and security chiefs in the region. Two sides with some contrasting fortunes. Harlem Football Club, a household name in Basse, training on a daily basis, as opposed to a GRT side comprising mainly of retired players who hardly have time for training. But both teams were well prepared for this particular encounter, And despite being a friendly encounter,